My name's Ariana.
Washington Elliott. I'm Piper Porras.
Natalia.
Abigail Saramuka.
Yanaira.
Okay. Hello, my name is Eliana Jaimes, and I'm going to give a narrative speech. Changes. Changes can be good or bad. However, there's a type of change that you might think is unnecessary, but can lead to unexpected but surprising outcomes. Some people's changes can be like illnesses, promotions, breakups, or even winning a competition. All these changes have an impact on someone's life. For me, it was moving from Arizona to Nebraska, moving away from my friends and family. In the summer of 2023, my parents decided to move to Nebraska, even though my siblings and I were very much against it. However, moving in the middle of my teenage years was difficult. There were positives such as new friends, new experience, and a stronger family connection. But let's go back before the good stuff. There are some initial challenges to moving to Nebraska. The first weeks, I missed Arizona. To me, it wasn't just where I lived, it was my home. My friends threw a surprise party, which was very thoughtful of them. The party was so much fun, but by the end, I had to say my goodbyes. The party made it more difficult for me to transition. The more we left Arizona, it felt like a piece of me ripped away. I was scared to start school. That started to flood my head. I wondered if I would fit in. Would people like me? Would I find anything about Nebraska that I would love, just like I loved Arizona? I think because of those doubts, I struggled to adapt. I was always thinking about what people thought about me. The people were different. They were not my people. Even the weather was different, and I felt out of place. But everything seemed to go from bad to worse. But how could I be the only one that has not yet adapted? I didn't have any friends because I wasn't social. I was the problem. And because of that, I decided to shift my perspective and focus on the good. Over some time, I started to see Nebraska as a place of opportunity and not a place that would force me, not a place where I was forced to move. I was being more optimistic. I met people who shared the same interests as me, and I think the second I felt that connection, I would do my best not for it to go away. The friends I made were very different from the ones in Arizona, but just as much meaningful. My eyes began to open. Nebraska was very pretty. Every morning I would open my eyes to see green tall trees and beautiful flowers. Unlike Arizona, you would wake up to saguaros and just dirt. There were a lot of more opportunities in Nebraska than the ones I had in Arizona. As my perspective continued to change, so did my relationship with my family. My family and I were never that close. We just did our thing. Me and my friends and my siblings just went to school. My mom stayed home, and my dad just worked. We all went home and just arrived and locked ourselves in a room. However, things changed once we moved. Our family became more stronger. We all grew closer. I think it was because we only had each other when we moved. We would talk about our problems, and we would all understand each other because we were all new. Homesickness and doubts were easier when you have someone to lean on, and that was my family. For the first few days, I was mad at my parents, but then at the same time, I can understand the sacrifices that they made for us. They very much cared about us, but I remember that we were all new too. We were all just new people in a different state. Eventually, I learned that moving was not that bad. It wasn't just about meeting new people or learning about new places. It was also about growing closer with my family, which I dearly love. Change can be scary, but moving leads me to meeting amazing new people and different environments, discovering the art of moving and how it can bring people closer together. Change can be unwanted, but everything is going to keep changing, so might as well embrace it. And if you do, you will find the beauty and opportunities to grow as a person. Moving was difficult, but I adapted. Now I can call Nebraska my home. So when life throws big or small changes, embrace them and learn from them. Even if it feels like the world is going to end in the beginning, it might lead to something or even someone better. So don't forget to embrace the change.